Lando Norris is one of the most exciting young talents in the sport right now, so much so that it seems McLaren's Zak Brown has built his entire 5-year plan for the team around him. But it's not all good, as there's something about the guy that frustrates the heck out of Zak. What is it? Lando's pace. Psych. That's not the problem that Zak Brown has with the 23-year-old. In fact, he's one of the fastest guys on the grid, and he would pretty much be a proven race winner if he was in a more capable car. So as far as Lando's pace is concerned, Zak's completely and 100% okay with it. In fact, that's one of the many reasons he wants to keep the young man forever. He's also signed up all the way until 2025. Now that's something you could consider a big contract. It's not as crazy as the one Verstappen got, but it's still something. And it shows just how much faith Woking has in the young gun. So this guy, who's without a doubt one of the hottest prospects in Formula 1, irks Zak because of this one thing. It really makes me think about what it could be. But don't worry folks, it's nothing major. It's his tardiness. Yep, Lando's apparently a guy without flaws, except for this minor thing. And this is just something that the American CEO takes super seriously. When he was asked in an interview what frustrates him the most about Norris, Zak answered, "He's been 5 minutes late more than once. If we're supposed to leave at 8 o'clock, it might be 8:07. The great thing about him is that he's very honest and owns everything, and he's definitely improved." Brown also stated that Lando's like family, and the team can truly extract everything from him. At the same time though, a lot of credit goes to the guy as well because he's more talkative, he's more engaged, and he's let his hair down. So he's doing whatever he can to be a solid teammate as well. And Lando's been doing such a great job that Zak's made an extremely bold claim about him. Zak has stated that he knew since day one that Lando was destined for great things. Yep, you heard that right. Zak has had faith in the young people of Britain since the very first day, and he stated that he's got all the talents to be a world champion in the future. Brown also talked about the time he went up with Fernando Alonso, stating that it was like any other day at the office. That's because the 23-year-old was extremely calm, extremely cool, and super consistent. So he's someone who doesn't let the pressure get in the way. In fact, the pressure seems to be the driving force behind his talent.
I'm shocked by how quick the pit stop was.
Hey, almost
Have a good race, guys. Good luck. Happy birthday, Lando. Have a good one.
Let's not forget that in 2022, with the same car as Daniel Ricciardo, he outscored the Aussie by 85 freaking points. In other words, he was a whole lot better than his teammate, despite having little experience. Because Danny Ric's a proven race winner, he even managed to extract a win out of more than a terrible car. Yet Lando's proven he's a lot quicker than someone who the world once hailed as the future world champion. So Zak's frustrations with him are valid, yes, but I don't really think he cares all that much. As long as Lando keeps driving at the same pace he's been driving at, everything's gonna be good over at Woking. But how long can he keep this up? That's a question that's pretty much on everyone's mind. I mean, he's young and all that, but still, Daniel couldn't do it past 30. Can Lando? Zak Brown thinks Lando can race another 10-15 years with a similar pace. So Zak put his complete trust in him. At the same time, the McLaren CEO also stated with a lot of confidence that if the team can make a winning car, there's nothing that's gonna come between Lando and that world championship. So fingers crossed they'll be able to build a super fast car. Plus, aren't y'all tired of seeing Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes at the top spot for like forever? Anytime there's a conversation about who's gonna dethrone Red Bull, folks bring up Ferrari or Mercedes. It's time for other teams to take up the challenge. But McLaren and Lando do seem like they're on the right path. Zak Brown also stated that Lando takes everything very seriously while not forgetting that he's in a fun business, which is basically racing cars. In 2023, Norris will be hoping to do better than his current spot on the grid, which is 7th. At the same time, he'd be hoping to help McLaren snag snatch that 4th place away from Alpine. But is this something that could realistically happen? Do let me know.
I wish I could be here when you're driving normally on track.
What do you mean?
Like
Like this
my camera
close?
this close.
You'll just hang on to the car. See my face.
Like flapping off yourself.
Qualify, mate. Good luck.
Moving on, Norris's contract is until 2025, and that isn't nearly enough time for a team like McLaren to make a race-winning car. So the question is, will he stay with Woking? Actually, he might end up moving to another team altogether. Norris arrived in Formula 1 in 2019. He signed with McLaren. That's something everyone knows, right? But here's one thing that many folks don't know. He had talks with Red Bull before he did that. And here's something even more shocking. That wasn't his last conversation with Christian Horner. He talked to the Red Bull team principal again before signing his 2022 deal with McLaren. Yet at the same time, he signed with McLaren without even seeing what new cars other teams were bringing to the grid. It was something that did shock everyone, to be honest. Jenson Button, former F1 driver and Sky Sports F1 pundit, said it was extremely surprising to see such a young talent sign such a long contract, especially so early in his career. Jenson further elaborated that while he thinks it's a great idea to be a team player, no one can ever be sure where the team will be after 3 years. Just take a look at Mercedes. In 2020, they designed the W11. It was a car that literally no one else on the grid got even close to. And in the next year, they narrowly lost the championship to Red Bull. And then a year after that, the team just fizzled out and designed a car that was riddled with problems and had no straight line speed. So Jenson's right in a way. If something like this can happen to Mercedes, who's to say McLaren won't end up worse than has in the next few years? But everything we're talking about doesn't really matter, right? What matters is what Lando thinks. And Lando defends his decisions. Lando quickly signed the contract because, according to him, he didn't want to talk to any rival teams first. At the same time, though, he stated that his conversations with Red Bull were just general things, nothing serious. He stated that almost every driver talks to every team. He also clarified that his conversations weren't solely with Red Bull, but rather he had talks with many teams. It was all just a part of due diligence and staying in touch with the driver market. He also stated that the entire reason he decided to sign such a long contract was that he felt like he didn't want to be distracted by all this and all the transfer rumors. And he just wanted to focus on doing what he does best, driving as fast as he can. But now the question is, will he race with McLaren after 2025? What do you think? See y'all soon.